And we're back for round 3 with Anthony Hare and Tony Murata.
What's 50 minutes from right now?
50 minutes from right now is 07. 3:07. Okay.
Go.
So we have Anthony here on Naya,
I'm gonna go let them know to start.
Titania, and Tony Murata on mono green post. Tony, another well-known player here with a beautiful deck, and Anthony, not so beautiful deck. So Anthony's deck is a creature-based, like Green Sun Zenith deck that uses punching fires and a lot more red cards. It was before Ren and 6 came out. It was used like lumberjack and things. Is this good with you?
We switched chairs, guys. I'm not comfortable.
Where do I go?
I don't know where to go. My water bottle's over there. Like, the screen's weird.
How can we get that to you?
But you now get to deal with...
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
So the issue with these event submissions is they didn't clear off any of the old ones. So when you're searching, you'll find old ones in there. So make sure it's Gilbert Legacy Champs.
Okay. So we have Tony Murata on Cloud Post, Glimmer Posts, his lands package for his crop rotation package, which contains his Ayabugans, Caracas, Pajukbog, Glacial Chasm, Tabernacle, and Dark Depths.
Yeah, and he is playing the mono green package for the Ancient Stirrings and the crop rotations, and a lot of basic forests. I think it's 7.
7 basic forests.
I watched him beat up back to basics yesterday.
Oh, really?
Just by making forest.
With the forest?
Yeah, Tony is very experienced with these 12-post big lands type decks. I know there's videos of him online from the big SCG tournaments casting prime times all over people's faces.
Yeah, Tony Murata has been on the big stage a few times, gracing us with his presence today.
I believe both of these players are 1-1.
I don't know what the record is.
I guess once again,
I'm gonna say they're 2-0.
I'm gonna find out.
Sure.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. They're both winning. We our number 1 table feature match was Eldrazi versus Black Red Reanimator.
This is interesting. Tony is running 4 Golos Tireless Pilgrim. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. That is actually it's a 3/5, and I believe it is for 4 or 5 mana, something irrelevant for a low number of mana. And when it comes into play, it searches for any land.
Puts it into play,
and
right?
I believe it puts it into his hand. I've seen it in play.
No, I think it goes into play.
It goes into play, yeah. I've seen it cast. I've countered it. It was last night.
Yeah. And then it has an ability. I don't know if he can cast
the ability. Is completely non-irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant.
Irrelevant for his deck.
Tony's never coming up with 5-colored mana.
Wooburg.
Yeah, he's not doing Wooburg.
And then he has the Karn of the Creators, Ugin Spirit Dragons, and then all your favorite Eldrazi friends: Emrakul, Ulamog, Kozilek, and a Walking Ballistic.
For Anthony, we do know he is going for the big Priest of Titania, make a bunch of 5/3 combos, but he now has the Ren and 6, which is going to recur those wastelands that he definitely drew.
That's really big for Anthony here against the lands-oriented deck.
We do know Tony's playing 3 Pithing Needles for this exact situation. He just does not have one in play. And the Pithing Needle is going to be the main defensive card here. Anthony did in fact 2-drop the Elvish Reclaimer. That is a new 1/2 from, I believe it's M20. It is going to get +2/+2 whenever there are 4 more lands in a graveyard. I believe that might be what it is. And it has the ability to pay 2 and tap it, and it gets to do its own little form of crop rotation. So it's a little baby 1-cost Knight of the Reliquary.
That's pretty good for what he wants to be doing.
That is pretty good for all of the getting more Wastelands online. As of right now, Hare does in fact have the Ren and 6 Wasteland lock on Tony, who's going to be trying to figure out, he needs to find a Pithing Needle, or he just needs to get something out quickly. He does have an Ancient Tomb in his hand, so getting to 4 mana for that Karn in play is completely doable. He does not have a green mana source. For the crop rotation that he has there, drawing basic lands would be Tony's best play at this point. As we do know about the active Wrenn and 6, he's about to have an active Elvish Reclaimer, which might put Anthony Hare firmly in kind of a controlling role here. So here's the first Wasteland on the Glimmer Post.
And I feel like we're going to be seeing this kind of interaction a lot with the Wrenn and 6. I think this is a real state of the format here.
Yeah, and here is the crop rotation away from that Wasteland.
Tony Murata not afraid to play around Wastelands. He's been doing it his whole life. Came out of the womb, he's just like, Wastelands!
And this is what Tony needs to do. It's Tony's deck. It's just so top heavy. It's the absolute highest end of the curve. He wants to cast things that cost 15. He wants to cast things that cost 9.
Getting that Bajuka Bog to be able to take that
Getting
Wasteland
the
out.
Bajuka Bog.
To be able to play around that.
Takes the
Wrenn and
Wastelands.
6.
I mean, I
He
think,
still can get another one, though.
Yes. He can go crop rotate for another Wasteland.
It's like, Tony, I see that you did that. It was a cool play, but can you do it again?
Tony looking real hard at that card in his hand, which he can cast next turn.
I don't think so. Not after this Wasteland.
I think he has an Ancient Tomb in hand.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Well, then yes, he can after this Wasteland. And then if he gets, what is his options here? The one that I'm thinking of, he's not running.
I mean,
So his
Pithing
targets
Needle's
are
the
going to
big
be
deal.
Michael Synth and Snaring Bridge. It doesn't have a Pithing Needle in there.
He does have the Tormod's Crypt, though. That's the...
Tormod's Crypt. That's a good one. Walking Ballista, Crucible
so-
Worlds, and Snaring Bridge, Michael Synth Lattice.
The problem being Anthony Hare is ending the turn with the Wasteland in his hand.
Oh.
So going straight for the... Oops, the table might be collapsing. The table is in fact broken.
We fixed everything.
Where's the... Whoops. Come back.
What are you looking for?
I was going to put the chat up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's... So Tony's struggling hard to get out from under this. Here is... We do in fact have a card. Going to 3, looking at his... Can you close it?
I didn't think of that either. I think that what I did is I
Hit it forever?
There we go.
There it is.
full screen that.
Okay. Goes and gets the Tormod's Crypt, so he will be able to hit this Wasteland when it goes into the graveyard.
Kevin has been watching in a Costco parking lot, hiding from his family.
Sounds like Kevin should have showed up at the Magic tournament. He pings the Karn.
To take care of it?
To take care of it, yeah. Punishing Fire plus a ping.
Okay.
Kills
I think
the Karn.
What's the clock looking like here?
There is no clock whatsoever.
That thing has zero power?
It is 1 power.
I mean, why didn't he attack him with it?
It means he's holding up the crop rotation.
Oh, sure. Okay, so...
I mean, this whole match is Tony not letting...
Yeah, Tony's got to be on this the entire time, but he has no clock.
He has no clock. He cannot let... Or Anthony cannot let Tony Murata develop a mana base.
And then just the threat of that... of that Tormod's Crypt is going to...
I mean, really slow things down here.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is that if he wants a plus on his Tormod's Crypt, on his Wrenn of 6, then the Tormod's Crypt goes off.
So there is a Cloud Post in play.
Oh yeah, he can't tap his. Oh, there's no Karn on the battlefield anymore.
Yeah, no card on the battlefield.
But that should have turned off his.
But here
mocks.
is the crop rotation.
They forgot to turn off his mocks. He used that mana. It's too far in the game to save this mana. Whoopsie!
Did he use the mana?
I don't remember. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, he had the mana to cast Punishing Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 lands in play. There's another wasteland. So we know there's a wasteland in play. We know there's a wasteland.
There's a wasteland in almost all zones.
There's a wasteland in all zones. There's an exiled wasteland. There's a wasteland in play. There's a wasteland in hand.
Wasteland in graveyard though.
No longer a wasteland in graveyard.
Okay, so he's got a Thespian Stage. He has a Depths combo, doesn't he? Anthony does?
Yeah, I believe the depth combo has to be somewhere in there. You are the keeper of the annoying deck lists.
Let's see here. He has a Dark Depths, yeah.
Yeah, we have the Dark Depths.
So he has half the combo there. But no, he also has the Dark Depths. He has the full combo in his hand. But he needs to. He just needs to always be doing these wastelands until Tony can't do anything more.
Yes, I mean Tony.
So
Anthony can wasteland twice here and then return a wasteland to his hand, leaving 1 wasteland in the graveyard. That would kill the Torment Script.
Right. So now there's one in the graveyard. I don't think you fire off the second one right now.
Oh, here's the crop rotation.
Oh man, it's just not going to be enough for Anthony.
Tony Murata is trying.
How many wastelands have been cast this game, and Tony's still ahead on mana?
He hasn't really been able to untap with them very much. The whole point of the deck is to just keep crushing through lands, and Tony is, contemplating here. What do you actually get? There's another wasteland in play. He gets another Cloud Post.
Yeah, he's just like, I'll just get this other one. You're not going to wasteland me right here because because they will be gone.
I mean, Anthony should return a wasteland and then use his Wrenn and 6.
He's already used Wrenn and 6, hasn't he? Because I remember it being a 5. I think that he's already used Wrenn and 6. He might not have. I might be wrong.
There's the second one.
Wasteland there.
So there's 2 wastelands in the grave. So Tony has back to the same 4 lands. And this is where Anthony Hare can start to get in trouble.
Yeah, I definitely think that Anthony can win in 3 turns if he just goes for it, right? If he just goes for the Dark Depths and plays through it.
Yeah,
but I think that Tony wins in less.
He's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to Dark Depths him out here. That's not going to be a thing.
5 mana.
That's the 4 for the Wanderer.
Takes a land, put into play.
Yep. Is it Wanderer? Is that the correct word? Wanderer?
Sure, we'll call it that for now.
Can you look it up and we'll get the actual. We'll get some real Oracle text on this card.
Golos Tireless Pilgrim.
Golos Tireless Pilgrim. For anyone that does not know, it is a 5 mana 3/5. So we're about the 5. When it comes into play, you search your library for a land card, then put it on the battlefield tapped.
Oh, and he just took the Tabernacle.
So he just goes and gets the Tabernacle to really just slow this Naya Titania deck down.
Doesn't he just wasteland it?
He does just wasteland it, but then he's not.
Oh no, he can't get the wastelands because they're both in his graveyard.
They are both.
And he has the Torment Script.
Yes.
He's gotten around
So
that.
he wasn't able to take advantage of the Reclaimer because of the Tireless track, or because of the Tabernacle. He has to pay for it.
Right.
So I mean, he could go land. I mean, the biggest problem being that this isn't just a clean crop rotation. It gets the land and puts it into play tapped.
Right. Yeah, a little bit worse there, but Tabernacle doesn't care.
And we definitely did. I believe everybody missed the Mox.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody missed the Mox play. Which is weird. Tony's usually super on top of that stuff.
Yeah, Tony, known for his tight play.
Tony, known for his tight play. Tony, tight play, Murata. Anthony, not tight play, Murata. So here we have a Taiga, which is a land drop. He's no longer wastelanding. And that was the...
Yeah, I think that he just wants to get up the land now, but wouldn't you just put out the...
Well, there's the Tormod script, so we do know
in
that
response to ticking it up.
There is one more wasteland in Tony's deck.
That he can now go get. Does the card what's the card what's the green card that's on Tony's battlefield? Mini Knight.
Mini Knight, Elvish Reclaimer.
Elvish Reclaimer. Does Elvish Reclaimer put it into play tapped?
Yes.
Okay. So he's got to get it at the end of his turn.
Yes. It has like one too many negatives. It's you have to pay 2 and tap it. It comes into play tapped.
Okay. Yeah. It's got a lot of drawbacks.
It's got a lot of drawbacks.
Anthony, trying it out though.
Anthony has a Crocus in his hand. Golos is legendary, so returning.
Oh, that's true.
So returning.
But then he gets to get a new land.
Yes, he gets
I
cast
think Tony
again.
is totally fine if he
He
bounces.
gets new land. So Tony's resolving Ancient Stirrings right now. Tony's kind of turned the corner.
Yeah, I think that this is Tony's game plan's coming together. I think this is Tony's game.
There's so many lands that interact against Wasteland. So many ways to not let him Wasteland it.
Yeah, I think Anthony fell for the classic Tony Murata. They were looking up something to.
They were looking up something.
To solidify some rules, I'm guessing.
Okay, so he gets the second forest. 1, 2, 3.
4 mana.
4 mana. There's
Karn.
another Karn.
Gonna tick that down.
I mean, Tony is now looking. Well, he takes it down. He knows about the Punishing Fire and the ping again. So he can't just tick it down completely. Maybe he kills the Mox.
I think he still ticks it down.
1 second.
Punishing Fire on it. Yep. Oh, yeah, he can't use it. So we'll get that fixed this time. We got him that time, boys. Yeah, so they're correcting that. And then we'll roll back to Tony's end of turn.
We got it, team.
We got him this time.
We got it. We got it.
Maintain the integrity of the game.
Sorry, it's a.
Okay, so then he just does it on his turn.
He still gets it. But we got the Mox.
Yeah, he just less mana efficient than when he was able to use the Mox.
Yes. Here's the untap. Is that the Pithing Needle? That's a Pithing Needle. That's a big deal.
That is a Pithing Needle.
What do you name with the Pithing Needle here? And do you think going for the Lattice right now was the correct play?
No, but I don't think he had much else.
Not much else to get?
And then maybe if he draws another one, then he can just lock it in.
Yeah.
But also, Tony's a way better play than him.
Tony has, what is in his board? What could he have wished for?
Bridge, Crucible, Tormod's Crypt, which is already gone, Walking Ballista, Megasynth Lattice. I think Walking Ballista is probably his best bet. I'm just start pumping it.
I think Crucible would have been super interesting.
Yeah, that would have been pretty interesting. But it looks like that the needle's there. I'll go find out what it's named.
Well, I imagine it's on Ren and 6. He hasn't seen it. He doesn't have the blast. Anthony just drew the blast zone,
Okay.
which will take care of it. But this is more.
Doesn't it also kill his Reclaimer?
It would also kill the Reclaimer, yes.
So he's gonna do it.
So this is just more letting Tony untap and do things.
Yeah.
So he's sacrificing. He's going to go get a land. He could go get the Dark Depths.
I think it's in his hand.
He sacrificed the Caracas, which is an interesting move. I guess he can just get it back, depending on what the Pithing Needle's naming.
Yeah.
There's the Jost Quarter. Wow, Anthony Hare really all in on this land destruction plan.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. How many wastelands does he have? He has 3 wastelands.
But
All wastelands have been taken care of. He does not have any more wastelands.
There's no more wastelands. Okay, I thought there was one more. So, but the Ghost Quarter is less relevant in that. But we're saying it's naming Wasteland.
Yeah, they're just asking about it. Okay.
Yeah, it's naming Wasteland. If he was able to Ren, it's naming Wasteland.
Again, I think that this is Tony's game to lose right now. Like he's
getting there slowly.
He's in the spot, and there's the Karn.
There is the Karn. He doesn't have the mana for it. He doesn't have the mana for the Lattice or anything, really.
But now he can't get it pinged down because, what's his name can't be used, right?
What can't be used?
Ren 6 can't be used.
No, the Pithing Needle is going to be naming Wasteland.
Oh, it named Wasteland?
Yes.
Oh, well, there's no more Wastelands, Tony. There's the Lattice. So he'll play the Lattice first.
He plays the Lattice first, then he plays the Karn.
And then he'll play the card next turn. So Tony has a locked up next turn, unless Anthony can do something here.
So Anthony can make a 20/20.
Candelabras.
4.
This I think he usually runs 4 in all of his lists.
It's 4.
4 Candelabra of Thanos.
I think we have our first or second judge call of the day. So Anthony Hare,
Well, this is a high stakes event.
he plays a land, so he's not going for it. He didn't pay for the Reclaimer, so he's got some sort of plan.
Man, how do we get somebody to bring us food and beer? That's what I'm wondering.
This was the problem. We need someone to get knocked out of the tournament. Is the actual thing.
David just got knocked out.
If David's knocked out,
David
is
loses
our.
here, then
David needs to go get me
he's running this.
noodle soup from next door.
Yeah, right.
There is the.
So I wanted David to win. But,
There is the
he's not doing that. This is on.
There's
shit,
a Titania in play.
Okay, this is Tony's favorite part about the deck is being able to have that Titania.
Hard cast the Titania. He plays the land from his graveyard. There are a lot of 5/3s about to come crashing.
A lot of
in here.
5/3s, but it's not going to matter because they won't be able to attack. Because Tony just plays Karn next turn and wins.
Well, you can still attack with creatures.
But you can't use them, can you?
You can attack.
Can you?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can't. You can't use your lands. You
Well, then
can't.
that still becomes a problem.
Yes, it's still a problem. But this is a one-turn clock now. Tony no longer gets to deal with.
Oh, he gets the Snaring Bridge.
He has to get Ensnaring Bridge. Yes. Does he have the
But he doesn't have
mana?
the mana. 4 mana. Okay. So
That's
he
an
has
extra mana. That's an extra mana.
there, and doesn't have to pay for.
Doesn't have to pay for his
Tabernacle now.
Wanderer.
I think that actually gave him the Ensnaring Bridge.
Does he have? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That is the Ensnaring Bridge. He has Karn.
What does
For
Tony have to
Ensnaring
kill?
Bridge.
Oh, well, he couldn't use his lands, so after that, it doesn't really matter.
So he plays the Karn. He gets the Ensnaring Bridge. He plays the Ensnaring Bridge. The game's over. What a game.
Now, this is a Tony Murata special.
Does he have
right
the
here.
Karn? We don't know if he has the Karn.
Yeah, he has a Karn in hand.
He has the Karn?
Yeah, I think I saw a Karn in his hand. Yeah, right
He
here.
has the third Karn. So it's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There it is. Are we going to see it? Does he know? Does he see the line?
It's Tony Murata.
It's Tony the Animal Murata.
He's been hatching this plan since
he's been-
3 days ago. Right? He's like, I'm gonna play against Anthony here round 3. He's gonna be on Naya Titania, whatever the heck that is.
He lets it. There's no Tabernacle, does not, and he even has an extra land. Oh, that's the Depths. The Depths doesn't help.
Depths does not help, but it doesn't need it. Should be able to just Karn.
Oh, that's
Oh,
okay.
it's
That
Thunderburst.
he gains life there,
Okay.
which is relevant. I mean, not really.
No, he just wins here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Play
Karn.
the Karn. Does he have an answer for it? He doesn't have mana to Punishing Fire. He doesn't have anything.
No, he does not.
Impressive. There it is. 2, 3. Goes down to 9. Plays the bridge with
Bridge.
1 card in hand. Doesn't matter how many 5/3s.
Tony can't win, but Anthony can't win. Tony needs to find a way to win. Basically, just make land drops play Emrakul, right?
I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't think it actually matters.
Yeah, like Tony has all the time
It's
in the
not
world.
even.
Anthony can't
It's
do
not
anything
even
the rest of the
play
game.
Emrakul. At this point, do you have his list?
He has Emrakul in his hand.
I can tell you what's gonna happen.
Oh, all right.
Well, just wait. He has to win. He's gonna win with the. He has to win with the thing in play. So ideally, he's gonna get the Walking Ballista, make it enormous, and ping over the top. He could also get one of the
I was getting
Eldrazi.
Crucible of Worlds, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah, no, I mean, he goes against Tabernacle, kills all of his dudes. He can't tap him for mana.
got him.
Yeah, I mean, there was no. He was never gonna
Tony
let.
Murata with the clean win.
He was-
Premeditated.
He was never going to let him. I mean, I definitely think Anthony here made a mistake by letting both Wastelands go to the graveyard.
Yeah, I think that
Unfortunately,
I think that he should have tried to keep one because he knew that he only had 3.
Wasteland Ren against Tony Murata is so...
It's good. I mean, like, it's the best thing that.
I mean, it's not as good as you think it is. It is the best thing that Anthony can do, but also just going fast is the other thing that he can do.
Yeah, because Tony can do or Anthony can do.
That Tony can do.
Yeah, with
Anthony Murata could do. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like Anthony, as much as he was wastelanding, he's still wastelanding 1 a turn. Tony was getting more than 1 land into play a turn, and every crop rotation basically time walked Anthony Hare.
Yeah, it did.
As he would waste his turn for the wasteland, he would crop rotate, still get a land in play, untap, get to do something.
Right.
So.
Oh man, Tony has the biggest smile on his face right now. He's just like, I can't believe that.
That
happened.
was the full, I don't even know, the full Lebowski right there.
Yeah, that's the Tony Murata special.
Right into update 1-0.
Right, that's my job now.
That's your job now. You are the updater.
Mr. Updater to you, sir.
But Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, putting in work.
Yeah, it looks really good in this deck.
Well, it's just another. You get to 5, you make a free land drop. That's
right.
Tony's making his land drops every turn.
Ramps and tutors.
Yes.
Run 4 of them.
Yes.
5 mana, whatever. You're already playing big mana deck. Like that's really good.
And it just gets you is the thing.
That's so funny. And it has this entire mode that matters. Does not do anything.
The vast majority of the text on that card.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything.
Yeah. It's like.
It's 2
and a Woober.
And a Woober.
Right, and then you get to look at the top 3 and you can cast them without playing.
You can cast any of them, yes. As good as that would be. New question: can Tony make it? Oh, he can. With Myers and Lattice in play.
He can make what?
He can activate 2 and a Woober with Myos and Lattice in play.
How?
Because Myos Lattice says you can spend mana as though it was mana of any color.
Oh, can he really?
Yeah.
That's really funny then.
So he would have just started flipping cards off the top of his library straight into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
That's super crazy.
Not that it mattered.
So, like, even if he didn't have the card in hand, he could have. Oh no, but then he wouldn't have mana for the bridge. Never mind.
Well, he never. Yeah. No. If he didn't have the card in hand, it would still be awesome. But we just said he can, in fact, activate
but it doesn't even matter.
But it does matter.
I mean, it might come up. It might come up, right?
If you have Karn, Lattice, or just Lattice, the Karn could die.
Yeah, right?
So in this
Lattice
situation,
on the stack, Karn dies, and then you just have a Lattice, so why not use it for something?
Now you get 2 Woober, and you're just flipping cards off the top of your post stack, which seems pretty good.
Seems good. Seems real good.
Okay, sideboards. What do you got over there, Mr. Deck Keeper? As the
Deck Keeper.
Deck Keeper, let's see some sideboard stuff. What's Tony going to do?
Okay, so for Mr. Murata, we have 4 Frozen Grip, 2 Fairy Macabre, 4 Spear of Resistance, 1 Microsoft Lattice, 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 1 Crucible Overalls, 1 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Walking Ballista.
So hypothetically, none of that does anything. I mean, the Fairy Macabre's really good if you're hitting Wastelands. But everything else, this is an old school problem. This is a wish board.
Right. I don't think that he wants to bring in any of his one-ofs.
Yeah, none of his one-ofs are good.
Sphere of Resistance isn't good here. Frozen Grip only hits the artifact, which he already has Karn to handle if he needs to, right?
There might be some. Is there anything in Anthony's deck list that could matter?
Pithing Needle.
So
Anthony's deck list: 2 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Choke, 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Kozilek's Return, 1 Knight of Autumn, 3 Leyline of the Void, 2 Thalia, Guardian of Thraben.
I mean, nothing. So basically, nothing.
There's not much coming in for these guys.
So we're still watching the same.
That's why we're already on to game 2.
We're still on the same thing here. It's going to be main deck.
How does Tony
deck.
break the freaking? How does Anthony, not Tony?
Oh, give me a second.
Okay. We'll get that fixed. Okay, so a little bit of ramp starting off on Anthony's side. Nice map.
I've sent over tech support.
David?
SB.
Oh.
Someone.
So they're both doing a little bit of ramping,
I'm
just trying to set out their game a little bit. I think that Anthony really wants to get his. Man, I mean, it didn't really work for him last time with the Ren and 6 in the Wastelands. So does he just want to get his big beaters out quicker this time so that Tony doesn't have the mana? And we have fixed the life counters. Okay, so I think Anthony just wants to just put out a depth spot as fast as possible to get Tony. I think that's going to be his best bet here.
Good boy. Jesse. Good boy. Yeah, straight. Come on. Three. Awesome. Hair down.
Oh, and then Tony has the Karn, has Cloud Post, has his Glacial Chasm, which he'd prefer to have that in his deck, and the Candle. So I think we're going to be seeing a pretty decent turn here from Tony, being able to get a land that he's looking for.
I fixed it, guys. I fixed it. I've done the fixing.
We saw it was glorious, really.
I walked over there. No one knew that anything was wrong.
Did it look wrong?
The people I see, yes, it was white. They actually changed the background color of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought they did, but
Yeah.
it
No
didn't
one.
look wrong.
The people I sent over there didn't know anything was wrong.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
That's what we do
Way far
here.
away.
What would they do without us? Really?
The best thing was if there was a third person that helped us find matches, that helped us find.
It worked pretty well when I
second
did
matches.
that for we had two casters and I did that.
Yeah, I've said before that you need a third person, but no one ever listens to me.
I just think that some people don't want to do it.
Yeah, no,
It's a tough life out here in the booth, you know?
you know what? It's
It's not for everybody. It's only for the smartest, toughest,
best looking.
best looking individuals to be here with you, with all of you.
Oh, there is the Titania. And this is where Anthony Hare is just going to go faster than Tony Murata.
Yeah, I was saying that I think that what Anthony needs to do is either power out some kind of clock, his best one being Dark Depths.
No, his best one being this Titania.
Well, if it was Dark Depths, he could have just killed him on the next
What?
back.
Yeah, but Tony Murata hasn't
I guess
done,
he's at
Tony Murata
21.
hasn't done anything?
He's done a lot of Tony Murata stuff.
Okay.
Legacy players, just so you guys know, starting next round, we're going to be in the main room because it's getting hot back here.
There we go. 4 mana
There's a lot.
for the Karn.
And
And if he can just get Gladys, then... Well, it looks like he can't because that Karn's going to die.
the Karn is going to die to a 5/3,
Yeah, and then an army of 5/3s.
and then lots of 5/3s.
Yeah.
But does he have? He's not going to have a clean answer to the bridge though. That's because now you can blow the blast zone on 1, but
Right.
you have to save the blast zone to put blast zone on 3 now.
Yeah, he needs to get the blast on 3,
I mean, he has the mana to just put it on 3 next turn.
but that's his whole turn.
Yes.
Swing for 5, or kill Karn, make it up to 3, right?
Kill Karn, put it to 3.
And then Tony untaps with like 7 mana.
Yeah, a lot of 5/3s. Lot of 5/3s.
All right, the army of 5/3s is
I mean,
coming.
Titania is legendary, so that could have been that was another option. Tony Murata apparently just kept a very slow hand that does not do a whole lot.
Yeah, but I mean, this next turn is when Tony has to do something, it's going to happen this next turn.
Yes, he's going to have
Right.
3.
He needs to
1,
get
2,
cards out of his hand for that
4,
for the
5.
bridge to start working, though.
I mean, he's going to have at least 7-8 mana.
Yeah, if Anthony doesn't blow up the candle, then there's going to be a lot of mana there.
Our land superhero Matt Gossler has been eliminated
I
from the
saw that
tournament.
he had lands, and I was like, man, I hope he's doing good with it. And now I'm holding his deck in my hand.
Definitely. Okay, so he is blowing the Ghost Quarter.
No, he blew the blast.
Or he is blowing the Blast Zone to kill the...
and get a priest. Oh, it looks like, I mean, that's a mistrigger.
There's that, kills
It's
the
like verbally announced it.
Karn.
We don't have people handing people tokens here, so
There's 1 elemental in play. I mean, Tony
should be 2. I think he missed it.
Tony does have the option to just Caracas the Titania.
Right.
I mean, he has 8 mana.
He also has has the ability to just dump his hand, put the
bridge in play.
Bridge in play. I mean, like that Thalia is actually is actually a hindrance at this point as well, though.
You need 8 mana, at least 8 mana available. Caracas up. Caracas also bodies the Thalia. Or not 8 mana, he lost the... He lost the Candelabra.
So if he wants to double spell, then he should bounce the Thalia back to the...
So he has 5 mana right now. 5 mana being much less than 8.
Oh yeah, because he lost the candle.
Because he lost the candle. He's not dead. He has turn. He probably has one more turn. He can...
He just needs to load all of his cards.
He can Caracas the Titania and then do whatever the thing is he's going to do.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, he needs to do it. Well, here it is. What is
Bounce
it?
The Thalia. Play
Bounce
the bridge.
Thalia. Plays the bridge
Has 2 floating.
with 5 cards in his hand. That's not enough cards, right?
Yeah, but he has 2 floating. Oh, he's gonna take. He's gonna be taking a big hit here,
Taking 10.
and looks like Anthony just drew a wasteland, which is pretty huge here. Oh, nice. Now he can't attack.
That stops the attack.
And I guess he can attack with Dryad Arbor.
Get in there.
I mean,
Dryad
you
Arbor.
gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Gotta get in there when you can.
So this is what we were talking about with the blast zone. Do you kill the Candelabra or do you use it to answer the bridge?
Like it, I think that the bridge was a better choice. While
Yeah.
it was going to give him a really good turn, his next turn, but in the later stages of the game,
Ooh.
it was going to be very difficult.
So it chooses to give him mana instead of the Thespian Stage.
Right. Maybe he's afraid of depths.
Could be very much afraid of a 2020 at this point.
Well, he has to kill his own thing, right?
The own bridge, yeah. Tony's hiding behind the bridge at this point.
And Anthony has Knight of Autumn, so Green Sun Zenith will get him out of it. Knight of Autumn will get him out of it.
Yeah, Green Sun Zenith, any artifact or enchantment destruction he's sideboarded in. Another blast zone would be great.
That would be like the Knight of Autumn. I think he should have sideboarded in the Knight of Autumn.
The Knight of Autumn should be in.
What main deck
That's about
does
it.
he have to it? He just has the one.
That is it.
Gaddock Teak will be pretty good if he can land that.
Galactic would be good, but kind of not in this situation. Because now Tony's playing. Tony goes and gets a land now. He's playing.
He has 2 Knight of Autumn, 1 main.
Okay.
Side.
But he's playing that. He's playing that Goros.
He's playing the Goros, gonna go get
50.
Go get a land right into play.
It was. I think it's gone up and down.
This deck is looking sweet with Golos. Like
You
it's
can't let him
sweet.
get to mana. There is the
There's
Tabernacle.
the Tabernacle.
So now, if he wants to keep any of his creatures, he has to tap all of his lands.
This is Tony Murata's game here again.
Tony Murata might have a wasteland that is currently tapped.
Oh, he copied Krakus, so he bounced Krakus to his hand.
Oh, it says Caracas. Okay. Copied Caracas, bounced the Titania. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lets them all die. Does not let them all die.
Because he can pay for himself for those.
Lets
Oh,
3 die.
He
Plays
pays
for the Thalia.
Thalia with the Dryad Arbor, lets the Dryad
Yes.
Arbor die. And we're on to the main phase.
I mean, you couldn't tap all of his lands. You probably keep something. He needs to get this Sylvan Library in play so he can dig for his answer around the bridge.
Right. And
But once again,
having the creatures out in the green.
Tony Murata cannot be allowed to free cast spells, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is what happens when he does. I mean, it's so crazy. Every single utility land is now stapled onto the text of Golos.
Because it just puts it straight into play.
Yeah, that's nuts.
The
Priest
Titania,
coming back
the priest
down.
has returned.
Why didn't you just pay for it? Oh, in order to get back a land. Okay. So that's how he's planning on recurring his, restricting him on mana so he can't cast all of his cards.
So he's planning on recurring Titania every turn to get back a wasteland.
How many cards has Tony had? 3 or 4? Because return Thalia.
Return
so he
Thalia.
can play his Karn next turn. But if he plays Karn and then ticks down, he's gonna have 5 cards in hand, I think. But he can take a hit.
Not paying for
Oh, he didn't
those.
pay it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
no.
He just uses it as a tutor.
Ancient Stirrings.
Ancient Stirrings. The green brainstorm, as he calls it. Looks like Tony said, "I'm sorry, I looked at too many cards."
Gives him the shuffle. Yeah.
So Anthony says, "Just shuffle your deck, pass the 5 cards that you've seen, and then those 5 cards, you're good."
Go. A lot of stuff going on here. But this Caracas
Let's see
Wasteland
if Twitch
recursion.
chat raged a rules violation.
Nope, no
we're
Twitch
good.
chat.
Maybe you guys are the fucking
Spirit of competitive REL here, guys.
You guys are the calmest chat I've ever had the pleasure of talking to.
I think it's the only chat you've had the pleasure of
That's
talking
not
to.
true. I've streamed before.
Ah.
At like 4
Oh,
in
yeah.
the morning, really, really drunk.
What were you
Playing
streaming?
I was playing Black Red Reanimator before Black Red Reanimator was around, and it was getting Mask of Casualties.
Oh, here comes the lattice.
The 1/4 that when you attack and it doesn't get blocked, it sets their life points to 1, and then I had ninjutsu and a rat to kill them, or I'd grape shot them.
Tony's in a lot of trouble here. Or sorry, Anthony is in a lot of trouble here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tony has 5 lands. We're gonna get a wasteland here. I'm imagining.
And then did he get the lattice?
He got the lattice.
Yeah, okay. Anthony's definitely back against the wall here.
Back
Can he
against
get the
wall.
autumn?
Well, it's not even the autumn at this point.
Oh,
He-
yeah, it's not
he
even
has
the
to
autumn,
keep
yeah.
him off of 6 mana.
So he needs an autumn and a punishing fire, but he probably cut the punishing fires.
He needs prayer and more.
Oh, he has a
You
punishing
don't
fire.
cut the punishing fires.
He has a punishing fire.
He needs prayer and more prayer is what he actually needs. Because he somehow
Pithing needle. No.
he has to wasteland. He has to wasteland Tony Murata.
Yeah. Which he'll put in. He can get 2 wastelands off, right?
Only one.
Does he not have one in his hand?
No.
Okay, so he gets the 1 off from Priest.
He gets the one off from Priest.
And he can do this every turn, but he's not doing anything else.
He's not moving ahead. Yeah, the Tabernacle is severely restricting his ability.
5 mana. Oh man, he's doing a dance.
He's doing the I'm gonna call it the Huffy Shuffle.
The Huffy
As he's huffing.
Oh man. Okay, so he takes back the. And what's he named? Karn?
Caracas? I don't know. Probably Caracas, right? So
His guys die, right? He plays lattice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, he plays lattice. He doesn't have the land drop, or he needs the land drop. We don't know if he has it or not. He might not have it. He's looking like he doesn't have it.
Take down Karn, get a Lotus Petal. I do not think that he's running any kind of mana acceleration in the sideboard.
No, definitely not. That's not the
Crucible
thing.
Worlds.
So he doesn't have it.
Blocking Ballista for 4. Or so with 2 counters. Coming in.
To keep the Karn alive.
Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, Anthony Heron, in full panic mode.
He should have, if he was going to let that die, he should have let that die while Priest was on the battlefield, right? Then he would have had the 5/3.
He doesn't want to have to pay for it.
Yeah, but if he stacked the triggers in a way
He has the Green Sun Zenith.
Okay, so he blows up the Punishing Fire there.
Punishing right there.
Bing, bing.
Kills that. You take 1. Perfect. The problem is he's still just 1 land drop.
For 2? Oh, she's going to do it for 3. I mean, 2, get...
Collector Oof.
No, get,
They both would not be able to do anything.
Got a Teague, he can't cast Lattice.
Yeah.
Teague.
That is the Teague. I would have Collector Oofed. I think it would have been funnier.
That's like Null Rod on a creature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, getting Galactic, he has the Crocus in his hand.
Oh,
He has the Crocus in play.
Oh, yeah, he just bounces it.
Collector
right?
Oof would actually be he would play the Myers with Lattice, and neither of their artifacts would do. They'd both be locked
Yeah.
out of the game.
And then also, I think that he just lets it stay out until the next turn, right?
What?
He lets
The Galactic? Yeah, no.
Galactic stay out, so you have to pay for it. So
Yes.
you're restricted on a mana, and then I'll bounce it on the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Now I come to my turn. I'm gonna have a ton of mana, and I'm gonna lattice you.
Yes. The Lattice is a very, very real problem here.
2, 3.
Copy something.
Oh.
I mean, he
sure,
probably
yeah.
copied. He copied Call Post.
Yeah.
So he definitely has enough mana here.
Tony bought himself a turn of that, but this is. And then waste.
This is it.
No.
That was it.
Just-
That's the end of the
he's gonna
game.
Get one more.
Make a lot of dudes. Get the waste. He needs to waste the Tabernacle immediately. He needed to waste the tabernacle.
So now Lattice costs 7.
He has enough mana.
But yeah, now he has a ton of
Yeah,
mana.
he needed to waste the tabernacle so all of his creatures didn't die. Well, there's no way around it, but
Yeah. Yeah, but then he couldn't deal with the post anyways.
yeah.
4, that's 2, 4,
There it is.
6. 7?
A lot.
It's like, sure, alright.
I know. So that's each one of those taps for that's 9 mana.
No, that's a Glimmer post. These are Cloud post. 6,
Okay.
7.
6, 7. Yeah.
And now Tony's gonna keep trying. He can't cast
There it
anything,
is.
and there's the scoop. Tony
Super
Murata.
interesting. Tony
is
Murata gets
always
there.
always in control.
Tony 12 posts. 2-0.
Woo. 2-0. Okay. Okay. Well, we will be back with the next round shortly,
Tony
and everything will be great. If anybody wants to come bring us food,
Tony Emmanuel
Bring it
12
over.
post gets there. We have about 5 minutes left, so there's no real reason to find another matchup. I'm going to go congratulate Tony, and we will start working on the next round.
Thanks everybody. We'll be right back.